The eastern spadefoot toad, scientific name Scaphiophis holbrooki. The eastern spadefoot toad belongs to the kingdom Animalia, the phylum Chordata, the subphylum Verbrata, the class Amphibia, the order Anora, and the family Scaphipodae.
What does the eastern spadefoot toad look like?
The eastern spadefoot toad is a stocky, small toad, typically averaging about 2 inches long. They have a brownish-gray body with relatively smooth skin and small warts. They lack bold spots across their body, unlike other toads. They have yellow lines running down their back in a shape of an hourglass. These lines are typically brighter in males than females. They also have vertical pupils against bright yellow eyes. And their most distinguishable feature is their black, sickle-shaped spade on their back feet.
Where can I find this toad?
The eastern spadefoot toad is called the eastern toad because it's found on the eastern part of the United States, specifically in the East Coast and throughout the Bible Belt. The eastern spadefoot toad can be found in the coastal and Piedmont regions of the following states, but not in the mountains: Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio, West Virginia, and Indiana.
What's their habitat like?
This toad lives in sandy or loose soil areas. Since it spends most of its life underground in burrows, they can dig in a wide variety of locations, whether it be urbanized, agricultural, or their natural land.
If they are all around, why do I never see them? What do they do?
Spadefoot toads are phosphoral, meaning they spend the majority of their lives underground in burrows that they make using their spade. Since they live the majority of their lives underground, they're relatively secreted and not everything is known about them. However, we do know that their burrows are not shared among them. They're long-lived toads that can go years without successful reproductive events. We also know that they feed on insects, termites, worms, and other larvae of several insect species and are nocturnal foragers.
How do they survive against predators?
The eastern spadefoot toad has developed a couple mechanisms for surviving. One of these is to inflate their lungs to enlarge their bodies, making them look larger. They also escape from predators by burrowing backwards so that they cannot be reached. They've also been seen to play dead in some locations. Tadpoles lack escape behavior, but are typically laid in fishless ponds and don't face many predators.
What about mating?
Spadefoot toads are described as explosive breeders, meaning that certain conditions must be met and then they will have lots of offspring at one time. These conditions are lots of rain and standing water and a temperature of at least 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. Because of this, they can breed just about any time in the south if conditions are met, but only between May and August in the north. Once the conditions are met, males will go to the standing water and start to call out. Their call is described as a wah sound, like Waluigi. The females will emerge simultaneously and mate, laying up to 2,500 eggs at one time. These eggs will be laid in a band-like string attached to vegetation, but can also be found in small clusters.
What's their life cycle like?
Depending on the temperature, eggs develop in 1 to 15 days and do not become terrestrial until 14 to 60 days. Metamorphosis occurs at approximately 8.5 to 17 millimeters, and they will not become sexually mature until 15 to 19 months after metamorphosis. Tadpoles do not use cover, however they do swim in large pools.
What else is there to know?
The eastern spadefoot toad is not endangered in most southern states, but is considered endangered in some northern states.
An interesting fact about these toads is that some people say they smell like peanut butter, and others have allergic reactions to them characterized by sneezing, wheezing, and red eyes.